I'm very happy to have a young professor with us today, part of the Voice of the Young series, but he's already a professor, so not all that young. Anyway, hello everyone, good to be back. Right now we have with us Anil Kumar Pandey. Let's listen to him. Over to you, Prof.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me a chance. Voicing my uh, work or telling about my work. You have been, giving chance to speak to young minds. So here I am. Currently, I am working at Savita University, Chennai, as a full-time professor in the area of finance and economics. My work is mainly in macroeconomics and corporate finance. Macroeconomics has been, the order of the day, especially with the Ukraine Russia crisis, and say for example, uh, central banks, they always stepping into fight inflation. So my work definitely gets into that domain of how central banks and they how they use this monetary policy, and whether this monetary policy or the other monetary policy committee reports. And like for example, I will talk about one of my recent studies that has been recently published, in which I use the monetary policy committee, which is constituted by the RBI after Raghuram Rajan, the former governor, took over, and how the monetary policy committee has changed over time. We saw under the leadership of Raghuram Rajan, then sometime we had the Viralacharya, then we had now the current governor Shaktikant Das, and the monetary policy committee also has evolved from the diktat of the government, and there has been always a talk of the autonomy of the central bank, especially here in India back home. We have seen that with the minutes of meeting, or when the governors go home, they write their memoirs, and I try to take the memoir of Raghuram Rajan and try to find out the book, try to find by using machine learning and AI, whether the Raghuram Rajan was, because Raghuram Rajan was always considered to be fighting inflation rather than stimulating growth. So when you read his book also, I do what I do. You will get to know about how and why Raghuram Rajan took that bold step of fighting inflation rather than stimulating growth. So I used ML and AI techniques, and tried to find out whether his uh, overall work on in the RBI was either hawkish or dovish. So I used the memoirs of the book and tried to find out whether what were the back of words. So in the memoir, I found that the bag of words were inflation. So he mentioned around, if my memory serves me right, around 300 times in his book, inflation. So you can see through it that inflation was one of his prime targets, not to let go growth. Uh, Government of the day was concerned, and then he had to go. So every governor of the central bank, from Raghuram Rajan to, say for example, Montex Ahluwalia to Manmohan Singh, they have their own priorities. So Manmohan Singh was, when I do this analysis, I try to find out in each phase, 5 years of the governor's rule. I try to find out whether who are the governors are hawkish or dovish. So I also try to do some study on the pink papers, they what the reports they published or the articles they published, And I when you see the in 91 or before 91, when Manmohan Singh was the prime minister, all these business newspapers would carry articles on liberalization, privatization, and thus who is the father of liberalization. So what I feel more work can be done in this era is studying the governors of Reserve Bank, and then you can find out, as they say, that history will judge them kindly. I think history will judge kindly for likes of Raghuram Rajan and Viral Acharya. Yeah.
Okay.
Apart from this, one of my work which is recently in a category journal is on corporate finance. So I try to find out whether the working capital management and firm performance, whether they have any semblance or not. So I take the data from the CMI prowess and try to find a balance between what is working capital requirement and firm performance. And this study has been done through a period of 15 years. Yeah. So if you can let me know.
Well, this is a channel for you to talk about what you want to talk about. I'm not going to ask you questions. It's your chance to talk about maybe your journey,
Okay.
maybe your
Thank you.
idea. It's open to you. There's no
Yes.
questions from me.
Oh, okay, sir. So I wanted to convey through this medium that I am open to a lot of work as uh, uh, consulting. So I do a lot of consulting in Chennai. So I consult a bank on the stand on the wealth management policies of the retail banks. Also, apart from that, I try to find out whether the major implications, what can happen or what could happen to the macroeconomic overall analysis of the economy as a whole. So for example, recent uh, say for example Russia Ukraine crisis, or say for example the new war, and it is said to that India is on an autopilot mode. So India is at a steady growth of 6%, but recent articles have also shown that some of the GDP data is always a little, it can be a little tricky. So what I want to really work on is how this total this macroeconomic scenario in the whole world, how it affects India being a bright spot, but India competing with China, and then doing a difference analysis of how India can outbeat or outpass China in some of the major variables of growth.
Okay. Well, let's
And
turn a little bit personal. How you decided to do a PhD, how you ended up in this university.
yeah,
What?
PhD was, I think it was a blessing in disguise. So I used to work for a petroleum company in Muscat, Oman. It was Occidental Oman. So I used to work as a senior analyst at Oman. Then after there was this Omanization, where these contracting subcontracting companies, they tried to get rid of these Indian people, and more Omanis and Qataris were given more preference. So I had to. It blew my. I was given a pink slip, and luckily when I landed up in from Muscat to Mumbai, I tried to find out whether what can I do in Mumbai, and then I found out that there is an application. Last date is there to apply for a PhD at NITI Mumbai, prestigious. So I landed up. It was all at the right time, right place, and I landed up that opportunity, and I grabbed it with both hands, and here I am.
Okay. And then how did you get this job?
Yeah, so I have been teaching for the last 6 years. While I was doing PhD, also I was teaching because I was self-sponsored. I did not have any scholarship like JRF and NET. So I was on my own. So I wanted to like earn and learn both simultaneously. So a bit of teaching I did, my bit of teaching at Karnavati University in Gandhinagar, fabulous university. And by God grace, then I moved to another university. It is known as Oro University in Surat. It teaches the teachings of Sri Aurobindo. I learnt a lot there. I am a big fan of Sri Aurobindo, and then circumstances fell, and then I got newer opportunities. The salary also wise, I was well off, so I joined here, and currently for the past 6 8 months I've been in Chennai.
How do you find it?
I find Chennai as second home because I did my BTech also here in Chennai. Here there is the University, Dr. MGR University, Chennai. So Chennai is like a second home. Only the thing is the climate is a little humid. So it's on the south. It's very difficult to survive. In months of Feb and March, it's very humid. Otherwise, the food and everything is quite similar to what we have in North India.
Okay, wonderful. Anything else you want to tell the young people?
I wanted to tell the young people that never give up. There will always be a bad day in the office, but always try to circumvent that, and always I always you should try to imbibe the teachings of Aurobindo, because here Aurobindo and Sri Vivekananda, these two are my real time favorites. So I always humanize them, and when in distress I believe in the teachings of Aurobindo and the Holy Mother.
Okay, wonderful. And what about your own future? What do you see?
Yeah, I see my future in Savita as bright. So here I am as a full professor, and currently I have two students under me also. And after that, I want to look for greener pastures, maybe in the area of working outside, or in the get more assignments, maybe industry wise, and less of teaching, more of and I want to marry this academia industry bridge. Okay, so
Okay.
because I believe what we publish is of no use if we cannot apply it in the shop floor, or we cannot apply in the uh, workplace. So I think we need to marry industry and academy. So if I can do my bit, it would be my good.
All right, wonderful. Anything else you want to add here?
Sir, last I want to add that through your channel to the audience, that please give me a try. I can please give me any case or any problem in your firm or anything you have, and I will try to do my best, and I will charge a nickel.
Okay. All right.
So that is a self promotion, but
But
yeah, last.
it's
Yeah.
open. I don't have any restriction on what you
Yes.
do. You want to promote yourself, it's fine. It's natural. It's
Thank
you.
you, sir. Thank you.
It's
So
natural.
when I got the opportunity to speak, I was overwhelmed. You had sent me, and I was on the moon. So, but because of Diwali and this New Year, we had some corrections also, exams also simultaneously. So here I am after
Okay, good.
holidays.
So thank you, Dr. Pandey. It's great to talk to you. And let's end it here, and let's say bye to the viewers. I'll be back with another young person or an expert soon. Bye till then. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.